Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we have another video of trying to put a big dent into our giant pile of pin mail. I have a feeling this might be a little bit of a longer pin mail. I'll probably pull about 10 random pins for you guys. Hopefully that should help us make a little bit of progress this week. Before we get started, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We have so much Disney content coming your way, you'll definitely want to stick around. So I am just going to grab maybe 8 mailers off the top. All right, let's dig into our first mailer. This one is addressed to Johnny. So there are quite a few pins in this package. It seems like they are pretty much all from the same set minus one. So I'll show you the one that doesn't belong first. The first one is this PinQuest pin. It of course features the alien. So I actually don't know a whole lot about PinQuest. I'm pretty sure it was something done at Walt Disney World where you buy like a starter kit and it gives you some clues, and I believe you kind of went around the park and it led you to other pins in the series to collect. I am not entirely sure. I know that Alien is not in one of the starter sets, so you did have to track him down, but let me know if that is or isn't how PinQuest works, because I honestly have no idea. I have never participated. So these aren't the cutest of pins. They kind of just like look like little medals, I guess. It's more of like a compass type theme, but it did feature the alien, so we figured we might as well pick one up for our collection. I believe all of these pins actually went to the character warehouse recently, so they are pretty cheap pins to find. Usually you can get one of these for like $3 or $4 now. The back of this pin has the PinQuest logo, and it is a limited release since it was for the PinQuest event. Alright, so moving on to the series. These were limited release mystery box pins, I believe. They feature obviously Toy Story, and when you put them all together, I think they kind of make like a long panel. I am not entirely sure how many there are in this series, but Johnny picked up these two. So obviously he wanted this one because it features Bo Peep and the aliens. This is actually pretty adorable. I love how it has like little Luxo ball in the background, and there is some blue glitter detail on it. The back of this pin just has the pin trading logo and says limited release. Here is the second pin. It features Ham and Rex and the other part of the Luxo ball. So the other two that he picked up are the exact same, except they are the chaser version. So as you can see, the only difference in these two is that the ball is not colored in. That is usually the case for chaser pins, and I personally just, I don't know, I don't really care for chasers that much because I would rather have all of the colorful enamel in my pins. But this is still cool to have either way, especially for someone who's trying to be an alien completist. Alright, let's grab our next one. Our next package is a trade that I made with actually 2 people. We just kind of combined shipping so that it was easier for everybody. So this resulted in 3 different pins. After watching me abysmally opening all of my Food and Wine mystery series, which if you didn't yet, you totally should, I'll link that up there. It was just kind of a massacre of pins. Luckily, I got a lot of Alice and she seemed really desirable, so I was able to trade for most of the pins that I needed so far. So these 3 trades were all for the Food and Wine series. This first one features Remy. I think this is actually one of the cutest from the series, and I love how there's the little stylized Eiffel Tower in the background. Looks like he's making some kind of a stew or soup, or maybe that's just what ratatouille looks like when you're cooking it. I am actually not entirely sure. I don't know that I've ever actually had ratatouille. Up next is Pinocchio representing Italy. He is there eating a fish. We actually had some fish in Italy. Definitely always read the menu ahead of time. My mom didn't realize what MP stood for, which is obviously market price, when she ordered her fish. And yeah, that was one super expensive yet really tasty Italian dinner. And last from this trade is Little Duffy, obviously representing Japan. I love this one. He's got his little sushi, which is my favorite food, and I just think this is adorable. Duffy is definitely underrated when it comes to the US parks. Moving on. Oh, Johnny must have picked this one up for me. So this is a piece of history from Disneyland for the Small World attraction. If you don't know by now, Small World is absolutely my favorite ride. It was my favorite as a kid. It's still my favorite now. I could just go on this all day long. Yes, even though the song gets a little old, I just love it. If you've only been on It's a Small World in Walt Disney World, definitely don't judge it by that. I have been on It's a Small World in every park other than the one in Shanghai, since I have not yet been to Shanghai. And Walt Disney World is by far the worst. It's actually pretty boring, so definitely give it a shot if you're in one of the other parks. I love this one especially because it features Japan, and it is just a beautiful, beautiful pin. So here it is up close. She's got her kimono on, and it is pink and glittery. There's some cherry blossoms in the background. It says It's a Small World. And it even has Mount Fuji peeking out of the background there. I love this so much. This is probably one of my new favorite pins. And inside the bubble is actually a piece of the obi worn by one of the little girls from the Japan section. So the obi is actually this kind of sash part of the kimono that you use to tie it all together, for those of you who don't know. Whew, I'm so excited about this one. Sorry, guys. So on the back, it says a piece of Disneyland history, limited edition of 1000. Can't wait to add this to my little It's a Small World collection. Also, I just want to say that the backer card for this is super adorable as well. Love the little pastel colors of it. Ah, it's so cute. I have no idea what this is. This actually feels like a DVD and not a pin. Which I have been picking up a lot of Disney Blu-rays recently just to kind of rewatch a lot of the older ones that I don't really remember that much from my childhood. But pretty sure this is addressed to Johnny, so it's definitely a pin of some sort. Okay, all of the pin backs are kind of floating around there. Not a Blu-ray, definitely pins. So the first one in this package that I'm seeing is this little Toy Story 3 pin. It's got the 3 little green men on it, and 2 of them are actually made of rubber. Here is a closer look at this. It says, "No one gets left behind," and then it's got the Toy Story 3 logo in the center. This is a limited edition pin. The back has the Mickey waffling, and it says limited edition of 3000. So pretty high limited edition, but limited edition nonetheless. I don't think I've ever seen this pin before. This is actually really cool. It's actually got 3 layers of pin, so not just dual layered, but 3. In the background, you've got the little space details. The middle layer is the rocket ship, and then on the very front is Buzz surrounded by all of the aliens. It says Mission Space down at the bottom. Seems to be from a pin celebration. It is 4 of 12, limited edition of 250, and it says Where Dreams Ha Pin. So that's really funny. So yeah, I'll definitely need to look more into this pin. I'm sure Johnny knows all about it, I just do not. This is also a really heavy, large pin for only having 1 pin post on it. And the last pin I am seeing in this package is a Toy Story Mania pin. That is obviously Johnny's favorite ride, and it is one of mine too. I think it is just so much fun to be competitive, and I love how it is just always different. So it has the Toy Story Mania logo, it's got Woody, it's got the aliens. Really fun and cute. The backer card is also really adorable on this. So this was a pass holder exclusive when the ride opened in 2008. And it is a limited edition of 2000. This next pin is another piece of history. This one was released a week or 2 after I had visited Disneyland, so I was really bummed that I wasn't there for the release because I thought this was really pretty, despite it having one of my least favorite characters on it. Sorry to all of the Tinkerbell lovers, I don't know, there's something about her that I don't like. I don't like her personality. She's not a nice person, and I don't know, all of her pins are kind of weird or sexy or just like, I don't know, not my favorite. But I actually saw Laura, another YouTuber, I'll link her channel down below. It is Laura 2.0. She showed this on her channel a few weeks ago as one of her shiny pins in a pin tag that we did. and I basically just confirmed that this is definitely one of the most beautiful pins. It is really hard to like capture all of its detail, but there is just so much glitter in this pin. I had to go and pick one up. In the bubble here, it has a little piece of like the diamonds that were on top of the castle roof from the 60th diamond celebration. And the diamond celebration is special to me because that was actually the first time I ever visited Disneyland. And it was to ask my maid of honor to, well, be my maid of honor. Here is the back. It says, again, Disneyland Piece of History, just like the Small World one. Limited edition of 2000. So now I am excited that we own 2 pieces of history pins. I guess this video has a theme going. We've got a 3rd piece of history. I don't know how I'm happening to grab just all of the piece of history out of the big random pile of pins, but it's happening and I am not mad about it. This is another pin that I think is really fun. So this one features Pizza Planet. It was a restaurant arcade in Hollywood Studios. I have never been to it, but I have been to the Pizza Planet that is now in Disneyland, in Tomorrowland. So this pin is cool because it has a piece of the Pizza Planet decorations that were placed in the light fixtures. It of course has the really happy alien, and the rocket ship actually has this slider element. So that is just a really cute pin. I think they did a really great job on this one. Even the background of this pin just looks really pretty. This one is only a limited edition of 1500 and it says a piece of Walt Disney World history. This next pin is another Toy Story pin, but it does not feature Alien. So this pin is for being a Disney Movie Rewards member and it is for the launch of Toy Story Land. This one is just really cool. It says Grand Opening 2018, which we have still not been, but hopefully we'll be going there maybe soon. And it features Slinky Dog. I'll take this off the backer card just so you can see this one. It's really cool. So this is a pin-on-pin design, which to me, that means that it is actually 2 pins. So Slinky Dog is a pin and he is actually a little spring and moves around just like a real Slinky Dog. And then you've got the back part. So again, this is a real pin-on-pin, meaning you get 2 pins. If it's multiple layers of pin, I usually just call that dual layer or multi-layer if it's more than 2, because when people say pin on pin, I get super excited thinking that I've got 2 different pins, and then that's usually not the case. It is with this one, and I think this is the 2nd pin like this that we now have in our collection. So on the back, it says Disney Movie Rewards and limited release because anyone who had enough points was able to pick up this pin at the time. Up next, we have this really pretty WDI pin. I picked this up to be a trader, but I am actually really impressed with this pin. For a WDI pin, it is a lot larger than I thought it would be, so now I'm actually kind of interested in the pins from this series. So this is the Heroine and Their Dog series. This one obviously features Cinderella and her dog Bruno. There are a couple of pins in the series that I actually want, but I would love to see a cat version of this made in the future. So here is Cinderella up close, petting Bruno. Again, like most WDI pins, this is just a really pretty, well-made pin. Here's a quick look at the back with all of these sorcerer hats. It does say Walt Disney Imagineering exclusive, limited edition of 250. All right, I think we'll do one more pin before this gets too long. Let's see what our final pin is. Oh, okay, we've got multiple pins here and it is from a trade that I made. So this was a trade again for 2 more of the Food and Wine mystery pins. We've got Dopey and then we've got Mushu. Here is a closer look at Dopey, representing obviously Germany, and he is there eating some dumplings. And last, we've got Mushu. This was another pin that I really wanted. He is chilling there eating some ramen, another one of my favorite foods. Alright guys, that is it for this week. Let me know in the comments below which pin was your favorite, or do we have any of the same pins? Are we pin twins? While you're down there, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell if you haven't already. I will see you guys again very soon for another video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye guys.